Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after our short off season after the Natty, where we take a couple weeks off just to make sure that Kieran and I don't kill each other because I'm annoying. I don't know if you could tell that already, but tonight we're breaking down Lou Holtz's unfortunate passing, some new teams moving up to the FBS, and breaking down which mascots you just wouldn't trust around your kids. So stick around for all those shenanigans. They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
dogs.
dogs.
You know that?
They were
They're
eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFB, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to the school. Recruits are going to see this.
You have, as some fans have put it, a mascot flashing their pop tussie out.
Oh, God, that's going to be part of our intro next year. Oh, shit.
I love that intro. Kieran, how you doing, bud?
It's a great intro. I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing better than Lou Holtz. That was in poor taste.
But
that
it
was in poor taste.
Yeah. But when has this podcast ever been about taste?
That's true. I was texting Kieran earlier about it, and I was like, yeah, we got to handle this with some class. And then I was like, I do think we played Irishman chanting Lizzie's in a box at one point on this podcast. So class is not exactly what we strive for. But Lou Holtz, for those who did not see and could not understand what we were talking about, did unfortunately pass away today. I have my issues with Notre Dame. And I have voiced things about Lou Holtz. However, really, when it's not for a bit, when you're breaking it down, he is one of the legends of the game. 249, 132, and 7 in college, 12, 8, and 2 in bowl games, which isn't a bad bowl record. I know some coaches are going on these ridiculous bowl game runs, but that's a solid bowl record. He did win the 1988 national championship, where every year it seems like it's more and more impressive that Lou Holtz was able to win a national title with Notre Dame after watching so many coaches fail at it for our entire lives.
Yeah. It is weird to because he's such a fixture of Notre Dame. Like, that's all people can kind of remember him for. He only had a 10-year stint between 1986 and 1996 at Notre Dame. Yet during that time, he more or less cemented his legacy there. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a prolific coaching career prior to that. And he did also coach 3 years after a 3-year hiatus at South Carolina. But like, he had such a prolific coaching career prior to Notre Dame, even getting there. So it's just weird that he's become such an institutional person for that university.
And I mean, 10 years is a long time.
It is, yeah.
But to really put into perspective how long he coached longer elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame was his longest stop, but William and Mary, 1969 to 71, NC State, 72 to 75, the Jets in 76, Arkansas, 77 to 83. That's already 14 years. 13 in college if you just want to not count the 3 and 10 Jets year. I don't hold that against Lou Holtz. It's the goddamn Jets. The fact he got 3 wins with them is a miracle. Then Minnesota from 84 to 85. So you're already at 16 years. Yeah. Then he was at Notre Dame for 10, then South Carolina for 5. So he is very much synonymous with Notre Dame, but he has a long career that really I think I shouldn't hold 11 years of his career against him. And the 11th is coming from his 1 year as an assistant at Ohio State. So I hate him for that, but the rest of it, I have no issue with him. Also, broadcasting career, really a larger-than-life figure in the sport. It kind of sucks towards the end after, I believe he had a stroke. He did have a stroke. Yeah, we've talked about this before. It kind of took a little bit away from us, but he's synonymous with college football, and it sucks to see people like that go.
Yeah, It does. Like the other thing that selfishly, I'll say, is he was living rent free in Ryan Day's head. And I would love nothing more than to watch ESPN put on like a little tribute thing and force Ryan Day to say something good about Lou Holtz. Like, yeah, I know it's a terrible situation and I shouldn't be promoting it, but it would be sweet.
He would definitely just say he was an assistant coach at Ohio State for a year. That's the nice thing he would say. No, I did text Cannon earlier this. I said I need Ryan Day's statement on Lou Holtz's death. Like, I need air to breathe.
Yeah.
I want to know what was going through Ryan Day's head when he heard the news.
Yeah. And the other thing I said, which was very, very inconsiderate, was out of zero context. I had just seen the notification pop up. I said to Kev, finally something happens on the day we record rather than right after it, because we have a reputation on this show that something happens at, say, like, 9 at night, just after we're finished recording, or very early Thursday when we've released these episodes, and we've missed something big and we have to wait a week to talk about it. But this time, thank you, Lou Holtz, for doing something on time. And also, another shout out, props to Wikipedia, because not even 51 minutes after it happened was that article updated.
Right, and there is an easy fix. We could just record an emergency podcast.
Never. No, I'm kidding. We absolutely.
I think for some things we should. I think we should keep that in our back pocket. We did during the hiatus. If anything crazy happened, we said we would do an emergency. But I think we should keep that option open during the season.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that. It's one of those things. Is like a big transfer or a coach leaving. I wouldn't qualify as like massive.
No.
News. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, we've seen this before. It's not like
we had big news that we're going to get to in a minute, where we had teams changing. It's a little bit more than realignment because they're moving up into the FBS level. I wouldn't say that. I would say like earth-shattering college football news. Like the SEC is seceding from the rest of the country, and they've already taken Fort Sumter. And that kind of news, we would have an emergency podcast.
Yes,
but no, like Lane Kiffin leaving or something again, like that happens.
Yeah,
but we did allude to it. We did have some news regarding teams moving. Sacramento State is moving to the MAC as a football-only member. Kieran, what were your thoughts on this?
I mean, talk about a bad deal. Talk about a real bad deal. They have to pay an $18 million like fee or something like that, plus a $5 million entry fee, and they have to travel, cover the cost of all of their travel to and from the other schools. That is, I mean, and they also don't get a share of any of the rights for like the first, 5 seasons, I think it was, or something like that, any of the TV deals. And you're just sitting there like, there is no value to this at all. Like, what were you doing?
I hate this move.
It's awful.
It's so bad because, first off, the Mid-America Conference, why is Sacramento State? And this is not another random Sacramento. This is Sacramento, California, famously home of the Athletic Baseball Club in Major League Baseball, for those who are for some reason going to associate them with Sacramento. But on top of that, Sacramento State's not that great at football. They're 2 years, they're a year removed from a 3-9 record. They went 7-5 this past year, 3-9 in 2024, 8-5 in 2023, and then 12-1, 9-3, 9-4, 22-21, and then 19 because no season in 20, 2-8 in 2018. They're not that great of a program. Why are they're paying out the nose to have the privilege of traveling to Amherst? Oh no, they're independent now. To Ball State. That's the only upside. We now have the ball sack rivalry.
Yes, that is something that has to happen. That's the only good thing out of this. That's the only good thing out of this is the counter to the Cum Bowl is the ball sack bowl.
Yeah, that's it. They needed to replace it with those schools becoming independents. Also, did they get Alonzo Carter to be their head coach by saying we're going up to FBS? Because they hired him when they hired him back in December, and this move was just announced. So did they tell him kind of, hey, leave Arizona, we're gonna move up to the FBS level? Or are they just kind of thrusting this upon him? I really hope it's the latter.
It would be very funny. Now, the only thing I have to say about this is correct. They have not had good seasons in the past. However, apparently Meta is opening like a $50 billion campus or whatever ridiculous thing they're trying to do now in Sacramento. So I'm assuming they're just taking all of that dark money that they have and just shoving it into a university for tax purposes. And that's where this is all coming from. And they're going to get a lineup like Indiana did in the transfer portal.
I hope Sacramento State somehow wins a natty in like year 3.
That would be absolutely incredible.
I would say year 1, but the NCAA has those rules to protect themselves so some upstart doesn't come in and just immediately start winning. But moving on to another school moving into the FBS level, North Dakota State is joining the Mountain West Conference as a football-only member. Kieran, what are your thoughts? I have some strong thoughts.
To everyone else in the Mountain West, good luck. Because the the steamroll that is the NDSU Bisons are going all the way to the top of that conference.
Yes. Yeah, I think they'll remain competitive. I don't think they'll be uber competitive in year 1. There is a big size difference between FCS and FBS. You can just realize that watching the games. However, I think this is really just another symbol or another indicator of how much college football has changed. Teams that want to make this jump have made this jump quickly after finding success at the FCS level. You have Sam Houston State 3 to 4 years removed from winning the FCS national title, making the jump. James Madison, they had that run with Kurt Signetti, made the jump. North Dakota State won the FCS Natty in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, 2024. Why are they waiting this long? I understand money's involved. They need to get the funds together. They could have gotten the funds together. You have rich people in North Dakota, just like everywhere else. I do think it's just they realize to remain not even competitive, but to kind of keep money flowing in well, they need to be at the FBS level. I think that's part of it. Or they're just kind of doing whatever they want and just kind of playing with a dartboard to see what they're going to do next.
Yeah, that's all very true. I mean, money is, the be all and end all of this sort of stuff. But to that end, you, with the move up, you do get a lot more recognition, just like anything in life. So I would definitely be on the lookout I'd say even year 2 or 3. I mean, even still, people are going to recognize it for what it was in the FCS level, and they're going to follow that support up into the FBS level. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Yeah, they might have a hard season. I think everyone's already expecting that. So I don't think they're going to we're 3-9 in our first year. It's all over. Why did we make this move? It's like, all right, guys, you're joining a totally different beast. So don't worry about it. It's very much a don't worry about it situation.
I don't think anyone at the school involved with making this decision, anyone involved with the football team is going to regret this move if they struggle in year one. I do think the fans will be. I think they're
I don't
going.
even think the fans will be. I think the fans are considerate enough.
I do not. I understand they're from North Dakota, so they're nicer than a lot of people. No team has that much success without a large portion of their fan base becoming unbelievably delusional. They have won all but like 4 natties in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
You think Bison fans aren't like, oh yeah, that was easy. We're going to run through the Mountain West.
No, Kev, I genuinely do not think that.
Okay, so just I'm delusional then.
Yeah, you're the Lulu one.
That's fair. All right.
As per usual.
That's fine. We knew that going in. That's it really for movements. Now we're going to just go quick to 2 things as we move further away from the Lou Holtz news as we get closer to our big topic for the night. Combine reactions, Kieran. I subjected my wife to the entire NFL Combine, and my God, these kids are athletic freaks. Kenyon Sadiq breaking the 40 record for tight ends at a 4.39. Green from Arkansas breaking the broad jump, the high jump, the 3-cone drill. Came in second for a quarterback in the 40-yard dash. It's insane. Also, I think Green from Arkansas, he's what Anthony Richardson should have been.
Yeah.
A raw athletic freak who, yes, he can play quarterback, but he needs time to develop. So some teams going to take a 3rd-day flyer on him, maybe a round 3 pick, and just sit him, develop him. And then in 4 years, we're just going to see some team unleash him on the NFL world and dominate.
I have my thoughts on the NFL Combine as a whole. Yes, it's very nice to see how fast somebody can run 40 yards, or how many bench press they can do, or how high they can jump. But their metrics, sure, but like how I don't get why we need to be like, yes, they're fine if you want to do them, but like, who gives a shit if you're running 3.9 with a tracksuit, or are you in pads at full pace while people are trying to tackle you and you're juking out of the way? Yes, these things have their merit, but let's not take this as a, oh my God, a 4.39 is the greatest, or 4.26 40-yard dash is like the greatest thing ever. Like,
I mean, I think it's kind of like going to school. Just because you're good in high school in class doesn't mean you're going to be great in your career, but it is a way to tell who is most likely going to succeed. If you were failing out of high school, you're probably not going to do great in life. If you really, really suck at the NFL Combine, you're probably not going to do great in the NFL. But if you just fall a little short of expectations, yeah, you'll probably be fine. It's also just something to talk about. It's more things to get us excited about the upcoming season. But yeah, no, I do agree. Guys in plain clothes just throwing to uncovered receivers downfield. Yeah, I would hope Ty Simpson could make a 30-yard pass downfield. Yeah, I would hope Diego Pavia can hit a curl route without a defender in his face to a wide open receiver.
Actually, we already know that he can do that because he did it all year.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just something fun to talk about. But yeah, no, I do agree. There are guys who sucked at the Combine who did well in the NFL. There's guys who dominated the Combine and sucked.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those things. Like I saw someone, I forget his name. Forgive me, but I think he was the defensive lineman. But he tore his ACL towards the end of this season, and he went on the bench press and did 31 or whatever a good amount is for a D lineman. And it's like, oh yeah, look how good he is. And I'm like, yeah, but he's still in a brace. And you know where he's going to be in 6 months time? Just barely getting back to it. You know where he's going to be week 1 of the season? On the bench. And that's, no amount of bench press is going to help you with that.
Yeah, I mean, but also with the draft, it is projecting forward.
Yeah,
So,
no,
like,
I get it.
yeah, we'll move on from the combine. We'll move on. I talked about Arkansas a lot in a positive light, maybe for the most ever on this show. And they've announced that they're getting a New Jersey patch for a sponsor this upcoming season. NIL comes for us all. Tyson Foods will be the jersey patch of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and I think it fits. I think it makes sense. I'm good with it. I think it's fun. I think it's funny, and I like it. I'm not going to enjoy it as much when the military industrial complex gets involved and you have the Alabama Crimson Tide presented by Lockheed Martin. That's not going to be fun. But Kieran, what were your thoughts on the Tyson Foods patch?
I hate it. I absolutely despise it. It is one thing to go all out corporate nonsense on bowl games that don't matter. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, the old GoDaddy Bowl, all that corporate nonsense, fine. Now we're having rivalry games named corporate events, and now we're going to have conferences named after corporate. I mean, where does it end? Yes, it's objectively funny that it's Tyson chicken, but it's not funny for what that sets a precedent for. Like, it's one thing to do it on a professional level. It's a complete different to do it at a college amateur-ish level. I mean, they're all getting paid now, so they technically can't be. But
they abandoned the amateur part.
They did. No, they did. But it's the first part of this slippery slope was all the ridiculous over-the-top corporatization of the bowl games. Now it's getting even worse, where it's physically on the jerseys themselves. If the stands or whatever, if you have a bank sponsoring you, or your stadium, or this, that, and the other thing, whatever, just leave it alone. There is no more possible advertising value you could get out of putting your name on a jersey that ultimately no one's going to be able to see except if they zoom in real close with their high-powered cameras.
Oh, on the TV they will, and that's what these companies care about.
But, I know Tyson Foods exists. I'm not going to buy their chicken any more than I already would have. And in fact, purely because it's on a jersey now, I might go out of my way to not buy them.
You are not an Arkansas fan. That's
I don't
why.
care.
I'm not saying you specifically, but there are people who are Arkansas fans who, when they're in the food aisle next week, they're going to go, Purdue or Tyson? Which chicken nuggets? Tyson's on the Razorbacks jersey. I'm going with that. There's Alabama fans who will do the same thing. They'll go, Stubbs or Sweet Baby Ray's? Which barbecue? Sweet Baby Ray's is on the Alabama jersey. I'm going to buy the Sweet Baby Ray's.
But college football is a much bigger fan base than just one singular entity and one singular school. You have to think about now everybody else outside of Arkansas going, I don't think I like that, and actively going out of their way to do it, to not buy a particular
These companies
product.
are also stupid.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're not stupid. I just don't want to see. I want a level of what's the word am I looking? Not a sanctuary, but what's the word I'm looking for?
What are you trying to describe?
I
the
want
sanctity of college football.
Sanctity. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. I want the sanctity of college football, just a smidgen of it. It's already been blown out of the water, but just don't put any more stupid logos on jerseys. You can have all the billboards that you want. I do not care. Don't put them on jerseys. Don't put them on helmets. Don't have, again, if a QB does a commercial for you, I don't care. That's fine. Whatever. Don't put them on the jerseys. Leave a little bit of the shining glimmer of what college football once was to keep it there.
I think I'd be okay with these patches on jerseys. I think, though, it should have to be, at least for public institutions, from your state. So
guess.
Walmart on Arkansas's jersey, fine. GE on UMass's jerseys, fine. From your state, not exists in your state.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alabama could have an Alexander Shinara patch on their jerseys. That'd be awesome. Yeah, so I think there needs to be some limit on what kind of companies, not even kind, just what geographic region these companies were founded in should exist. But Kieran, your rant about corporate sponsors has given me a new life goal. Step 1, get rich.
Okay.
That's how most of my life goals start at. Step 2, buy the rights to a bowl game. Okay. I don't care which one. It could be the worst bowl game. And then, Kieran, are you in or out? Do you want to be involved in this?
No.
All right, fine. And then I found the Enron Y2K Bowl.
Yeah, no, I'm out.
So I'd have to buy the rights to Enron first, the name.
Yeah.
And then though it would just be 2000s themed, like late 90s, early 2000s themed bowl games. I think it'd be electric.
Okay. See, here's the thing. Just when I thought I was out, you pull me back in. That's actually a great idea.
It'd be hilarious. But it needs to be the Enron Y2K Bowl.
Yeah, no, that's very good. That's very good. All right.
You're back in?
Yeah, I'm back in.
Perfect. All right, so if anyone wants to help me make my dream a reality, slide in the Tailgate of the Quad DMs at Quad Tailgate. You can find us anywhere, really. But yeah, so let's make it a thing. Let's make the Enron Y2K Bowl a thing. Oh, does anyone own the rights to the Enron name? I see people sell Enron t-shirts all the time. Maybe we could make a bowl game t-shirt.
I think they do. I think somebody certainly does.
That's upsetting. Maybe they're sick of courtrooms. Maybe they spent so much time in courtrooms. Maybe they were involved in Enron and they're like, nope, we're done.
See if their website domain is still available.
This is stuff I could do after the podcast, but we're going to do it now.
But on the podcast is so much funnier.
Okay, Ed.
Is it? What have you just found?
It exists.
Okay.
Let me just... I was sharing my screen for something else. So that's why I'd... We're back. Can we talk? Is like the tagline.
Oh my god. Oh, that's incredible. Oh my god, they are back. No way.
Energy, nurture, repent.
Yeah, you're damn right. Repent.
So this is a bit. Nice. Yeah, this is a bit. And I love it. Careers. Do they have any job postings?
They do not.
I'd love to work for Enron. Why are there news? Oh, yeah. No, this is the place that said a mini nuclear reactor. Yeah, this is a bit. The company store, though.
Oh, they even have the 90s theme and everything.
Yeah. All right. So whoever this is, we need to discuss with them the possibility of using their logo for a t-shirt. Opening day. See, so like there's options. They're on board. I do like the Enron 1997 summer internship tee. Love it. All right, so we're gonna reach out to those people and see if we can make the Enron Y2K Bowl a thing.
If this ever becomes a reality, that would be absolutely hilarious.
That would be my lasting contribution to the world.
Yeah.
And I'd be okay with that. Now, Kieran, are you ready for our big topic for the night that I'm very, very excited about?
Yes, let's do it.
It's bracket season, Kieran.
It is.
And we're doing brackets this year, but a little different. We're going to pick different topics this week or every week. And this week, it's mascots that you would not trust with your children. Some of them you might think are an easy pick. Some of them you might actually have to think about. If you are listening on podcast, first off, thank you. But also check us out on the Belly Up Sports YouTube, where we do have a bracket actually displayed where we have the mascots images. First up, you have our 1 versus our 16 seed, Kieran. Clemson Tiger, because apparently it's just called the Tiger, which I hate, versus Ralphie, Colorado's mascot. Kieran, who would you trust less with your children?
See, the problem is that tiger looks like it's on meth. But Ralphie is also a fully grown buffalo or bison. I would be hesitant to put my kid in with a bison. I think just purely based on the nature of wild animals, it's a little bit difficult. But do I trust my kid with a meth tiger? Even though it's a mascot? I don't know.
See, my thing is Ralphie. Yes, Ralphie is a bison that literally they sprint out onto the field. He does have handlers, though. The Clemson Tiger looks like it is high on meth while selling crack to children. So really, the worst case scenario with Ralphie, it's a quick death. The Clemson Tiger is setting that kid up for a lifelong struggle. So I think I trust the Clemson Tiger less with my kid.
Yeah, no, you raise a good point. Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with you there. Definitely.
I don't want to edit the team name. The Clemson Tiger moves on. Now on to our 8 versus 9, the human bracket, or the human matchup. The Notre Dame Leprechaun versus the West Virginia Mountaineer. My thing is, they're both just guys. One of them happens to have a gun. I do think a former West Virginia Mountaineer did get a DUI at one point. However, again, the Leprechaun is just a guy, and I don't know if I trust just a Catholic guy around kids.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, with the connotation being that Notre Dame is a Catholic university. It's going to be worse.
Shout out the Boston Globe.
Shout out to Boston Globe. I weirdly trust the Appalachian with a gun. I'm like,
I do too.
This person is going to take care of whomever. It doesn't matter who. So I'm going with Leprechaun.
Yeah, I think that was unfair to the Mountaineer.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the bird matchup: Hokie Bird versus Hockey. Kieran, what are your thoughts here?
Well, I'm kind of torn because it's 6 in one, half a dozen in the other, as far as I'm concerned. I will say this: if the Hokie Bird looks weirder, is really all I've got here.
Yes, I think the Hokie Bird is a naked anthropomorphic bird.
Yes.
Cocky just has a weird name.
Yes. Yeah. The South Carolina mascot is more like your fun-loving, I'm a little bit clumsy, type cartoonish. The Hokie Bird looks legitimately menacing.
Yeah. No, I agree. All right, so Hokie Bird moves on.
Hokie Bird.
And finally, in this side of the bracket, we have just dudes in helmets. They both make me uncomfortable. Willie the Wildcat for Kansas State and Purdue Pete for Purdue. I don't know why it took me so long to remember Purdue. So my thing is, Willie the Wildcat, the head looks weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Purdue Pete looks lifeless behind those eyes. He looks like a haunted doll you see in a horror movie. Whatever the Conjuring people are,
Yeah.
he looks like the doll that you would find next to the Annabelle doll in their haunted house.
That's a great one. See, for me, Willie the Wildcat, the proportions, I mean, the proportions are off on both, but like with Willie the Wildcat, it's so much bigger, and that gives me a legitimate uncanny valley type situation. Like it's one of those things, like, I know that this is obviously a person doing a bit, but it's actually so weird that it's uncomfortable.
That's fair.
The thing with the eyes on Purdue Pete is a great point. So I think this might have to go to a toss-up.
Do you think, though, Willie the Wildcat's eyes are also creepy?
Yeah. They're at least
a little bit, not quite as
No.
creepy as Pete's,
Yeah.
but I don't know, Kieran. I think we'll go with Willie the Wildcat. I do agree on the uncanny valleyness of it. I think it's a little worse.
Yeah, no, I mean this is this is a last second buzzer beater type situation because you could go either way. So
Yeah, you really could. Let us know on Twitter or anywhere or in the comments on this video.
Yeah, did
Willie
we make
the
a
Wildcat
mistake?
or Purdue Pete? Yeah. All right, Willie the Wildcat is creepier than Purdue Pete. Now moving on to the other side of the bracket. As you get a preview of all the upcoming matches. First matchup, you have Peruna versus Demon Deacon of Wake Forest. Peruna, for all who have listened to this show, is the SMU horse mascot that likes just killing stuff. I think Peruna is the obvious choice. I do not. I know motorcycles are a bad influence, but Peruna has kicked things to death.
That's so true. I completely forgot about that. I was gonna say that the Demon Deacon looks like that one creepy uncle that comes around like to families like once a year, like a Krampus version of or a very demon-esque version of Saint Nicholas. But yeah, no, Peruna definitely takes the cake for actually killing things.
Yeah, the Demon Deacon's a bad influence. Peruna might kill your child.
Unfortunately.
Next up, Mike the Tiger versus Big Red. Mike the Tiger, of course, being for LSU, Big Red, Western Kentucky. Cannon, which way you leaning on this one?
I'm gonna have to go with the wild animal again. I think any legitimately live tiger is probably worse.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. I think Big Red is kind of giving Grimace vibes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I would trust Grimace around my kids.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, yeah, it's quirky or whatever, but it's not like menacing.
Yeah. Next up, Tony the Land Shark of Ole Miss versus the Stanford Tree. The Stanford Tree looks like he's always just ready to puff, pass. Tony the Land Shark, first off, doesn't know what he wants to be. Sometimes he's an old Southern gentleman. Sometimes he's a black bear. Sometimes he's a land shark. The eyes are, I don't know what my thing is with eyes on this, but the eyes are lifeless. And again, it's a shark. What's a tree going to do? Get your kid a little high? No, thank you. I do not care. The shark is worse.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some. The tree is fine. Like, it's not really that imposing, where the shark is just kind of weird all around. Also, land sharks, like, yeah, okay, we get it, but at the same time, you're not a college football mascot.
Yeah, no. So, are we going with Tony the Land Shark?
Yeah, we're going with Tony the Land Shark.
All right, bring back Colonel Reb. That's a hot take. But next up, Sebastian the Ibis for the U versus the Nittany Lion. Kieran, where are we going?
Okay, now, unlike the Clemson Tiger that looks like it's on meth, Sebastian the Ibis is on meth. However, and this is bad, and this is where you can cut things. Mark it down. We are not 100% sure that is not just Jerry Sandusky in that mascot.
We're keeping that, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
We're keeping that. So I don't know why you said if you didn't want either. We're keeping it. No, that's 100%. I agree 100%. So the Nittany Lion is moving on. No questions asked.
Yeah. He's
All
in
right,
jail,
cool.
but
Yes, no, he's very much in jail. So moving on to our Elite Eight. The Clemson Tiger, Kieran, versus the Leprechaun. Both will set your kids up with long-lasting trauma due to choices they forced upon them, but I still think it is the Clemson Tiger.
yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. It's just, again, it's the eyes. The eyes are killing me for this.
It very much is the eyes. I hate it.
You'd think
All right,
we'd
Clemson
move
Tiger.
past, things like this and get something more, like Mascots costumes would be updated with the times, but it doesn't seem to have taken any effect.
The thing is, though, that the Clemson Tiger mascot looks like it's relatively up to date. Also, we haven't even touched on the fact it looks like a furry mascot or a furry costume, which makes it even worse. Let's move on to the right side. Peruna versus Mike the Tiger, Kieran.
Okay, both have potential. I'm gonna give it to Peruna because I feel like Mike the Tiger is probably fairly docile, whereas Peruna, again, has actively killed things.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, has Mike the Tiger killed anything that wasn't like directly fed to him?
I don't think so. I feel like that happens once, and then there's no longer a tiger in Baton Rouge. It might be like a bird that flew into his enclosure.
Oh yeah, that doesn't count. Yeah,
but no, I not another school's mascot. I was leaning Mike the Tiger, to be honest, though, because like in a horse versus tiger debate, like I think the tiger would probably win that. But again, you brought up Mike's docility, and Peruna has bloodlust.
Yeah, and actually, in fair play to like horses and creatures of that genus or whatever the biological term is, like that horse's hooves connect, that can absolutely kill and stun and kill a tiger. Like it can kill anything.
That's true.
So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's true.
It just needs to happen once.
That's fair. Into the bottom half, Hokey Bird versus Willie the Wildcat. And I'm just going to put this out there. Willie the Wildcat does have pants on.
Yes. It's a guy.
Or clothes of some kind.
Yeah.
Hokey Bird does not.
Yeah, give me the Hokey Bird again. You agree?
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
All right. Tony the Land Shark versus the Nittany Lion. I didn't really touch on this before. Kieran, the Nittany Lion is the 2 seed in this tournament for a reason. That thing looks terrifying. Unfortunately, any future kids I have will not be rooting for Penn State with Uncle Kieran because I will not let them anywhere in the same zip code as that mascot.
I will say it is a terrible looking mascot, but Tony the Land Shark looks like a modern take on a cartoon that would be a mascot. Do you see where I'm going with this? That Nittany Lion costume is from the 1960s, and frankly, I don't think it's been washed. So, give me the Nittany Lion again.
So it's a biohazard. It's a biohazard, dangerous to children. All right. Next up, we have the Clemson Tiger versus Hokey Bird. Now, the Clemson Tiger does have a shirt on, still no pants, but the Hokey Bird, it makes me uncomfortable, but I wouldn't shield my children's eyes and quickly hurry them away like I would with Mike the Tiger.
See, See, Hokey Bird has the kind of bloodlust that you'd only find in one other competitor still in this competition. Now, whether that has been carried out, we do not know, but the potential is there.
What's more dangerous, do you think, Kieran? Bloodlust or I'm out of meth and I need more?
Oh, see, are they one and the same?
That's true, but I do feel with bloodlust, right? It's not necessarily your whole body has one go like it does, but and you do have some adrenaline going with it, but eventually you will get stopped. With drugs, with some drugs, you will not stop until you get more, regardless of how many projectiles have been launched in your direction.
Okay.
You are getting those drugs or dying trying.
All right. Fair enough. I'll concede. It's the tiger.
I hate that thing. Makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that. I just zoomed in on its face. All right, Kieran. Peruna versus the Nittany Lion. Where do you land?
You see, I don't know. Like that I don't know. I'm 50-50 with this because on the one hand, you have the creepiness factor of the last two rounds that I've just talked about. But then again, Peruna has still actually carried it out. So, you know, I'll say this. I do want it to be, if we do decide, I do want it to be the Nittany Lion, because if this matchup is the Clemson Tiger versus the Nittany Lions, it'll be the same predicted matchup of the national championship that we were supposed to have this year before both teams bottled it. And this is our redemption arc.
That's true. But also, wouldn't it be Penn State in their nature to bottle it at the last moment? I will say, Kieran, if
very true.
we are running with the joke that it is Sandusky in that costume, then yeah, it's Sandusky. They're winning. They're 2019 LSU, 2020 Alabama, 2001 Miami, whatever you want to call it. That's the winner of any single matchup. If it's not, Peruna has killed before, and he wants to kill again.
Yeah, see, that's my thing, because I've already kind of used, I guess I've used the Peruna killing things before argument already. But you know what? I'm going to leave this one up to you. I think it's too close to call. It's too close to call.
I think because I used Ralphie having handlers, and I don't know if this would be in his favor or his detriment, because I'm saying, no, I would trust my children around him, which is a good thing, but he lost in the first round. Peruna does have handlers, and I assume they have her in, like, whenever she's not doing her duties of running on the field, they have her in the Hannibal Lecter straitjacket dolly thing with the mask. So would I trust my kids around Peruna when he's chained up? Yeah, I think I would. Would I trust my children around the Nittany Lion, who, to our knowledge, is never chained up? I don't think I would.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So I think the Nittany Lion wins. And now we have our national championship of mascots we would not trust around our children. The Clemson Tiger versus the Nittany Lion. Kieran, this is a matchup for the century.
It really is.
The millennia right here in this one. Two absolute beings at the top of their games going head to head in who do you trust less around your children? Kieran, who do you have taking this battle of behemoths home?
See, you brought up a really good point about the drugs and it not stopping you. At some point, he was caught. So I'm going to have to give this to the Clemson Tiger meth, the meth Clemson Tiger.
Yeah, I do agree. I think the Nittany Lion just looks creepy,
Yeah.
to be honest. The Clemson Tiger, though, looks creepy and probably does copious amounts of drugs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And yes, sells them to children, but only its leftovers. So I think
Yeah,
the Clemson
it's
Tiger,
done them all. It's done all the other ones. It's just the low grade
scraps.
stuff.
Congratulations. Oh, I don't like that.
It's worse. It's worse in the circle. It's like, I'm coming for you.
It's bigger in the circle, and yeah, it's worse.
It's so much worse for the people listening on the podcast. It is now aggressive. It went from kind of in the background, you can't see it that well, to directly pointing into the camera saying, "You're mine."
I should have put a jump scare warning on the podcast.
Honestly, that's terrifying.
That is, it's looking into my soul.
It is.
Get that out of here. But first, here's the whole bracket. Here's the whole bracket. We'll post this later. But yeah, bracket. Clemson Tiger wins. Get that off the screen. My God, that's terrifying.
If we ever have a podcast after this one, it'll be nothing short of a miracle.
Any podcast that I think we can get away with anything now after that. Like if
that goes through, we're good.
We're good. Kieran, anything else you want to hit on before we get out of here?
Are you kidding me? No. What is this? That was the most messed up episode we've ever done.
Oh, man, it could have been worse.
How?
2 coaching legends could have died today.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's our mascots we wouldn't trust with our children. Karen, the reason why this podcast went off the rails so quickly, not even quickly, but just went off the rails so much, is because our shenanigans were bottled up for a month.
Yeah, it's very true.
So we let them all out in this one episode, and now it'll be back to your regularly scheduled shenanigans next week. We'll have another bracket.
Yeah.
We just gotta figure out which ones we're gonna do for the month of March. We did float some ideas back and forth, so we'll hammer that out. But follow us at Quad Tailgate on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Be sure to check out Belly Up Sports at Belly Up Sports, wherever you get your sports coverage. I just said sports way too much in that. The tiger's in my brain, Kieran. It's consuming my thoughts. I need an exorcism to chug holy water or just start doing meth like the Clemson Tiger, I guess.
Just forget about it.
All right. Well, everyone have a good, safe, fun rest of your week. And let's get through this offseason together.
See ya.
They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
you
dogs.
know that?
They were
They're
eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFB, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to the school. Recruits are going to see this.
You have, as some fans have put it, a mascot flashing their pop tussie out.
Oh, God, that's going to be part of our intro next year. Oh, shit.